lake this morning. It's a small lake in Kitsap County. I've been out here before, I've never fished it, seriously, so let's see what we can do out here. It's been planted, I'm hoping not to catch a ton of little planted trout, but we'll see. So this morning I'm starting off with a red Max Imperial spoon, because that's what I had already tied up on the rod when I rigged it last night. So this setup here it's an Eagle Claw Featherlight Pro. So it's a little different rod than their yellow Featherlight. It's still very parabolic, not quite as fat or slow as their yellow one. It's a 2 to 6, I think. It's a 7-foot rod, short one for kayak. And then on that I've got the Abu Garcia Toro Max DLC, which is the same as the smaller DLC that I was using, except it's just in a bigger size. So that one is about the capacity of a 5500 Abu. It's about the size, not quite as big as a 300 size Puma or something like that. So I'm still messing with the digital line counter. The reel itself seems to be well built. I don't know how well the digital line counter will hold up. We'll find out. I dumped one in the lake a couple weeks ago, and it's still working just fine. So, in theory, it should be a durable rod and reel. We'll see. I got 4 colors of lead core on this. It's backed on either end with just regular monofilament. And of course, I'm running fluorocarbon top shot, or not top shot, but fluorocarbon leader in my spoon. So we'll see how that works out. So I was dragging the bottom, ended up catching this dinky little guy. He can't be 8 inches long. But first fish of the day on that red spoon. I'll show you that spoon. I'll get him back in the water. So that is the red Max Imperial spoon. Where he went. I don't know where the fish went, if he went anywhere. Right now we're about 29 feet of water, trolling a Trout Tricks worm on the left side of the kayak, which is what I hooked up on, and I was 2 colors deep, so 122 feet behind the boat. Had another little hit there, but I don't know, I can't tell if I got anything or not. I think there might be one there. I don't know how much netting I'm gonna do today. They're pretty small. Yeah, there's a little fish there. Another little small one, so that's 2. Water temp was 68 degrees. And so to start the day, I wanted to go with 2 confidence baits. So again, on the left side of the kayak, I'm trolling a Trout Tricks worm and bubblegum, and on the right side I'm trolling a Max wedding ring, and I do have a fish flash in front of it. I've had 2 hits now on the wedding ring, and I've caught 1 fish, and I've had 1 hit on the Trout Tricks minnow. In regards to depth, I knew we wanted to start a little bit deeper, even though it's cool right now outside. Again, the water temp's fairly warm, 68, so that tells me the fish are going to be a little bit deeper to get that cooler water. So we started with 2 colors in the water on the left side and 3 colors on the right. And I seem to be in the zone because I am hooking up and getting takedown. So we'll make some adjustments to the depth and the presentations if things slow down a bit, but right now it looks like we're kind of in the slot. I had a jacket on, had to take my life vest off to take my jacket off, and of course that's when the fish came. So Cal's got a good piece on that. If you're gonna wear jackets and stuff, if you get one that's big enough to fit over, and then you can just take off and layer without having to take that PFD off. That's a pro tip I should have paid attention to. So in regards to Wildcat Lake, some of the species that Fish and Wildlife has listed in this lake: coastal cutthroat, which are resident fish here, coho salmon, largemouth bass, and rainbow trout. Nothing special. And there's that little trout. So I just made an adjustment. Like I told you, is the fish finder, I'm seeing the fish deeper on the sonar, but I didn't just started recently seeing fish sipping, and so I took this rod here on the right side of the kayak and I brought it up to 100 feet. So color in the water, and
didn't take me long to get hit or hooked up. And we'll get this one off the hook and get it back in the water.
There's a hit right there. We're in fairly shallow water, only 8 feet deep here.
So again, just paying attention to conditions and what's going on. I went through an area and saw a lot of marks deep and I wasn't getting hit. So I dropped this one all the way to 200 feet. I had 4 colors in the water and I just got hooked up. And so this is the Trout Tricks minnow now. That worm was pretty tore up. I thought, well, let me try a minnow since we got one on the worm. And so far so good. The other small change I made, as you can see, is I ended up putting a mini willow leaf dodger on there from Catch America. And so that's that mini willow leaf dodger right there. All right, and you got 5?
All right.
Showing me up. Nice work.
Well, I tried to keep your fish finder, but that didn't work. How far back were you?
On the right side, I'm 154, and on the left side, 200. Another one.
What are you fishing?
This is a Trout Tricks minnow.
What is that?
4. Yeah, I also put a little mini willow leaf dodger on.
Oh, that'll make all the difference.
But my spinner is not getting shit right now. I have the Kokanee Pro, silver and pink. I might switch up and try to put that Bloody Tiger.
The lake here that are fairly weedy, so it's showing 10, 12, 13 feet of water, but you got weeds almost all the way to the surface. So I'm trying to stay out of those areas, at least while I'm trolling. When I get my new kayak, hopefully I'm going to be able to come out and do a little different, types of fishing. Fish for some panfish, fish for some bass, and that kind of stuff, and then I'll start targeting the weeds with specific lures. But today, water temperatures 65 to 67 in most of this lake. It doesn't seem very deep. So I'm just trolling along and trying to target areas where I see fish, where there's bottom transitions, a little bit of weed cover, but not tons, because you can't troll through that stuff. You just end up getting hung up. So that's kind of what I'm up to. I think he's still down there. So far, I'm liking this rod for a cheapy rod. Handles well, quite as light as that Talon. These are not very big trout, and they're still fun to play on this rod. Oh, he got off right there. He got off right there.
Oh, got one on the spinner.
Well, Pete's hooked up over there, just had a back-to-back hookup on both his rods, and I'm right behind him. I had a hookup there on that red spoon. That lead core just sounds awful coming through those guys. Effective way to control your depth, though. I really don't care for lead core, all things considered. If I could fish some other way, get to the depth, I would prefer it, but this seems to be working right now, so. Everything not a huge fish, but and he's hooked right in the lip. That's one thing I do like about that Imperial spoon, is it's a single hook, and it tends to get them right there where they're easy to unhook, and they don't take a lot of farting to get them out. So that's 6. And I don't want to lose the rod, so I'm just going to let that one fall. He's a little better than what I've been catching, I guess. So there he is.
It's not there. How come it's not wait for you?